Hello everyone, welcome to the Knit1.tea2 podcast. My name is Dale and you can find me on Instagram at Knit1.tea2 and on Ravelry, and I will post that website below. I'm working on trying to figure out links and it's just not working. I'm not really sure why, but I am still working on trying to figure that out. So welcome to everyone who's been here from the beginning. Welcome new subscribers. I'm so happy that everyone is here. So this is going to be my last official podcast episode until after Vlogmas, because I do plan to do Vlogmas. I probably will not go all throughout December, but I do have plans at the end of December to do like a recap of my year of knitting, and I'm trying to put together picture collages of all of the projects that I have completed this year. That in itself is a project, but it's fun to look back and see all of the things that I have done. I especially want to do all my socks that I've completed. And then in that episode, I will go through like the number of socks I've knitted, you know, full socks, socks for my daughter, shorty socks, and go through all those statistics then. So, let's see. I'm going to start with Finnish Objects. I do have a couple. I think right now, today is a Wednesday, November 23rd. And I think my last podcast episode was, I was supposed to write that down before I began, and I don't believe I did. It's been at least a week and a half since I've done a podcast episode. I really didn't have much to show until recently. So here we go. So I do have three finished objects to share with you, and I really just want to share the update on my cardigan. So my first finished object is socks. I have my Life is Gouda socks from the Yarnable November sock box, November subscription box. So I'm gonna do one at a time. So I did a 2x2 ribbing, a Crazy Sock Lady vanilla sock pattern with a size 1 needle. So that is my first finished object. My second finished object, let's see if I can actually get it on a sock blocker and switch these out. I only have one set of sock blockers. So, but I guess it does. I realized that after I made my last 2 episodes that maybe I should showcase the socks on the sock blockers so that you can really get the full effect, but it's fine. Ooh, I almost hit myself, I think. So my second finished object is my candy cane socks. So I basically used a vanilla sock pattern, and I did the DK, Crazy Sock Ladies DK vanilla sock pattern. And then I knit 3 stitches and slipped 1 to make like that little bit of a pattern there. I think that this pattern exists somewhere, but I did not follow a pattern. I just figured it out myself. So I did not actually follow a written pattern. Like I said, I think a pattern like this exists out there. I'm just not sure whose it is. So that is my sock for that. Here's the other one. So I finished these last night, actually. I was originally gonna record yesterday and then just did not. So I ended up, instead of having a half finished object, I have a full finished object with those. So I'm really excited to have those done by December 1st, and I didn't think I was going to, but I did. So 2 pairs of socks, and then my first podcast episode, I showed, right, I think it was the first one, I showed a snowman that I had knit. From a book. It was from Susan B. Anderson's Kids Knitting Workshop book. I have it over on the other end of my couch. And so I took that pattern and I adapted it and made it smaller. And I decided to make little snowman ornaments. So I thought it came out pretty good. I totally just adapted the pattern changed the number of stitches, used smaller needles. I used size 3, and I'm so excited. So Liliana is my daughter. Her, the teacher's aides at her school are going to get these as gifts. I probably will not do red and green scarves. I'll just do like either a red scarf or maybe even a green scarf, because those are kind of like single colors, just in case someone does not celebrate Christmas, but they can still get a cute little winter ornament to hang. So yes, I have 2 more that I've made. They go really quick. They're all coming out a little bit different sizes, just because I don't count. I'm not counting the rows or anything like that. So that's my plan for those. These do not have scarves yet. They will. And then, so that's it for my finished objects today. I am one, if you've watched my last 2 episodes, I'm one that have a lot of projects going on at once, but those are the things that I have finished so far. So now I do have a half finished object, only one because I finished the other one, the candy cane socks, but I do have, I didn't bring the second one that I had started. I'll have to go get that in a minute. This is the Mermazing Yarnable subscription box. I think it was from March maybe, but it's a Mermazing colorway. Crazy Sock Lady vanilla sock pattern. That's the pattern I use 99.9% of the time. Size 1 needles, size medium, and I love it. I just love the way it's coming out. Love, love, love. So give me 1 moment and I will go get the progress I have on the second sock, because I did start the second sock right away as soon as I cast off the first sock. Okay, so it's in a Vera Bradley bag. I'm using all the same bags. If I get a new bag, I will share them with you, but I'm using all the same bags, so I'm not bothering showing all of my bags. Some of my projects currently don't actually have one of them that I'll show you in a minute. So, oh my goodness, here we go. This is what I have started with the second sock, because if you don't start the second sock, you get second sock syndrome and they never get done. So this is what I have done so far. My goal for this is to get the cuff done so that tomorrow when I go to Thanksgiving dinner, I can just have plain knitting to work on when I go to Thanksgiving dinner at my mom's house. So that is that. I feel like I stopped the video and restarted, so I don't actually know how long I have been speaking, but this is going to be significantly shorter, I think, than my other ones. I just have water today in a mug, a Christmas mug. Okay, works in progress. I'll do a new work in progress first. So my new work in progress is a hat. I'm using, there goes the needle, Red Heart Super Saver yarn in the colorway Shaded Dusk. So that is the color of the yarn. It's really pretty. It's a worsted weight yarn, and I'm making a hat. It is a rolled brim hat. And at first when I started it, I was like, ooh, I don't know if this is gonna work right. It just all looked all wonky. Weird hand gestures and crazy hair. A side note, I looked at myself in the camera when I first turned it on and was like, wow, you should really fix that hair. And then thought to myself, you're gonna do Vlogmas and your hair always looks like this. So welcome to the chaos that is my hair. And the weird hand gestures. You will get a lot of that in Vlogmas. It's just me. So it was really wonky. Back to the hat now. It was really wonky and I was not impressed. But as I got further up into the hat and the roll was finished and it started to grow more, I was more satisfied with it. It still, to me, looks a little weird. And I was like, is this gonna be way too big? But I think that it's working itself out and I just needed to trust the process. that it was gonna work, because I have made a baby hat with the rolled brim. So I knew that it worked eventually, but being a baby hat, it was smaller and didn't look as weird when I was doing it. But this is an adult-sized hat. I'm kind of adapting a pattern that is knit flat, and then I'm making it in the round from the Klutz knitting book that I've showed in, I think, both of my past episodes. So I'm not going to show you again because I don't want to keep showing you the same things over and over again. So that is a work in progress. I showed you my sock. I haven't made any progress on the mittens I've showed in my past episode, or the purse. So I'm not going to show you those again. You can go check out episode 2, I think, for the mittens and the purse, if you want to see those works in progress that I have. But I do want to show you my sweater. Just checking my notes here. Okay. So. Oh, and I do actually have an acquisition. I have 2. All right, I have 2. I'm waiting. I was kind of procrastinating filming this episode because I was hoping I would have my Knit Picks order in, but I don't. It says Saturday. I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. So this is I'm making the draw. It's just called Draw. I always say it's the Draw cardigan, but I think it's just called Draw. Free pattern on Ravelry. And I am to the cuff of the sleeve, my first sleeve, and I have cast on the collar. Now I really can't see what you're seeing. There we go. I can kind of see through the armhole there. And I've done a couple rows of that. The reason being, the pattern says to do both sleeves and then do the collar, but the Knit 1 Purl 1 ribbing, at least when I did it on the bottom, now I don't actually know if last time, I really should go back to look before I post this, but am I? Probably not. I'll just show it to you. The last time, I'm pretty sure I hadn't bound off and done the ribbing of the body of the sweater. So let me go up here and show you. So it looks a little weird because I have the collar on, and this is something I did buy, these stoppers, which I already love, because I need the same size needles now for the cuff of the sleeve. But the ribbing on the bottom of the sweater, maybe I did show this because I talked about the sleeve, unless I just told my sister. That is a possibility too. So the ribbing down here is a 1x1 ribbing, which looks gorgeous in my opinion. I love it. But it really hurt my hand. So, for whatever reason, the constant back and forth with the yarn, the way I knit, it was bothering my hand. So I had cast on a sleeve to kind of counterbalance that. So I knew that the collar of the sweater was a lot of different ribbing patterns. So I thought, let's cast on 339 stitches. That was a lot to pick up. It was a lot. And let's start that so that it doesn't bother my hand too much and I can alternate between the sleeve and the collar to get it done. I feel like it's gonna take me forever to knit that many stitches, especially in patterns. But it does look gorgeous. Like, this is the ribbing of the collar. I can't really not fold it over for you to see it because, well, don't look at how dry my hands are. I do have lotion. I'm just constantly washing my hands. So that is the ribbing of the collar. And so it's going to be really pretty. I did try it on. I'm not going to subject you to me trying it on right now. But when I am done with it, I will like back the camera up and I will get pictures or try it on for you and show you what it looks like done. I still think I'm going to do a video on it when it's done. I probably should be like videoing progress of it, but we'll see. And the other thing I did, so the pattern called for a different ribbing on the cuff of the sleeve. I also did not follow the sleeve decreases. the Crazy Sock Lady Kay, has shared a lot every time she does a sweater, I think. She does not do the arm decreases, and I don't really want a tight arm because it's a cardigan and I'm hoping to get a long sleeve shirt underneath, which I can because I tried on with a long sleeve shirt. So I didn't do any of the sleeve decreases, and I did a rapid decrease when I got to the cuff. And I am doing a knit 1 purl 1 cuff on the sleeve, just like the bottom of the sweater. The smaller needles are not hurting my hand when I do that ribbing. So I'm wondering if it was just the size needles. And I was doing a lot of knitting at the time, so maybe that was it. The other thing, or if I can find it, so the pattern called for 36-inch cable. I hope the glare on my glasses isn't bothering you. I'm sorry if it is, because I'm trying not to look at myself as much and look at the camera. I don't know. Sorry if that's bothering you. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it, but I don't know that I'll re-record, if I'm being really honest with you. I'm kind of just go all natural. I do a little bit of editing, but anyways, I'm rambling now. I bought, so it called for a 36-inch cable. Well, that was a lot of stitches to put on a 36-inch cable. It felt very tight. I really couldn't see the ribbing well. I was not happy with the way it was turning out that way. And so I was like, I wish I had a longer needle. A longer cable rather, not a longer cable, because I have interchangeable needles. But I have two 24-inch cables. So thinking to my Advent project, I needed a longer cable, and I bought a cable connector. I don't have the paper, but it's the Clover interchangeable needle connector. And I thought to myself, if I was gonna do that for my Advent, when I needed the longer needle, why can't I do that for my sweater? So I did. I put in, I'm not gonna risk unscrewing it because I'm afraid that I'm gonna lose stitches, but I put in the cable connector, and I have a 24 and a 36-inch cable here. So definitely helps. So that's another acquisition. That and these, like I said, the stoppers, they are also Clover interchangeable needle stoppers, I think is what they're called. Hold on. I have the exact thing right here. I wasn't gonna buy them, but now I'm really happy I did. I kind of wish I'd had them when I started the sweater. So these are interchangeable cord stoppers. It comes with 2 pieces, Clover, the Clover brand. So that was another acquisition that I have gotten. I think that's it, guys. I think that really is all I have for you today. So my plan is to cast on a Sockmas sock. If you don't know what Sockmas is, go check out Knitty1.tea2. She has a whole video on Sockmas and explaining it and everything like that. You do not have to have the sponsored yarn that she has. So I bought some yarn from Knit Picks. Knit Picks was having a sale, some red and green, which I wanted to be able to show you today, but my package hasn't arrived yet. And I'm going to decide if I'm going to do a white cuff and toe and heel, or if I'm going to just use the somehow finagle the stripes. So that's my plan for that. However, I will cast on a sock regardless if that package is here or not on the Sockmas cast on date, which I believe is Friday. So I will do that, and then I'll just put it aside to knit my Christmas sock and then pick that up when I'm done with my Christmas sock. And then I am going to do Vlogmas, and I'm going to do a pre-Vlogmas on November 30th, talk about my self-made Advent. Well, it's not completely self-made, actually. I'll explain on that day, and what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna work on for that, and kind of how I'm planning to set my Vlogmas up and go from there. So I just realized I have something else I can show you real quick. I bought these little charms, these little light bulb charms. They have all different colors. And I made myself a little stitch marker. So I need to make a progress keeper as well with one of these, probably the green one, because I would like to use these on my red and green striped Christmas socks that I don't have the yarn for yet. It will get here. I think that's it, guys. I hope I didn't forget anything. This was kind of a quick one. I think I did stop the video when I went and grabbed my other socks, but I am going to go work some more and hopefully get this first sleeve done. I then not panicked, because really it is what it is, right? I was hoping to get my cardigan done for Christmas, or Christmas Eve, really. And then I was like, yeah, that's never gonna happen with how many stitches and the ribbing for the collar. Now that I've started it, I'm like, oh, maybe I can. I have the whole month of December, still some of November. Maybe I can. I'm not putting pressure on myself. I can't do that. I can't put the pressure on myself. I want to, and I can make goals for the day. Sometimes I'll make lists of what I want to accomplish if I'm feeling a little overwhelmed with all of the projects that I do have going at a time. But I'm never like, it has to be done. It is what it is. So, but we'll see. Now I'm feeling more confident that maybe it will get done. So maybe I can finish the cuff on this sleeve today. 2 inches, 3 inches. I think 3 inches for the cuff. So we'll see. I will not be able to tell you though, because my plan is to just edit and upload this video right away so that it can be done. And yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving if you are in the States and celebrating Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you for pre-Vlogmas on November 30th. Bye. Happy knitting.